Hi everyone, we're going to paint a beautiful painting from Claude Monet. It is based off of his Jasmine Bridge and his water lilies that he is very known for. So I know you can see that I am very much into Claude Monet. This is one of his paintings from water lilies. So that's what we're gonna start today. So let's go ahead and get to it. Here's Claude Monet. He was born in 1840 and he passed away in 1926. Some fun facts about Monet. When he was little, he loved to draw. He changed the way people look at paintings by not mixing the paint, and he provided small and loose strokes with his brush. And Monet really loved to paint anything of nature. Here is a painting of one of his water lily pond with the bridge. Here are some things that you're going to need today. You are going to need paper towel, a cup of water, oil pastels, paper, brushes, watercolor, a pencil, and salt. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started today. We are going to go ahead and get our pencil out. Make sure that your paper is long ways and that you are about kind of down here on your paper, halfway. We will kind of start our bridge about like right here. Okay, because we still want a little view of the beautiful flowers and the sky, and also of our lilies that we have down here. All right, so here we go. Here is the first line that I'm going to draw, and it is going to kind of remind you of a rainbow. So you're just gonna go all the way across like this. All right, your next one is going to be right about here, almost an inch. Same thing, you're gonna curve it. And then you're gonna do one more, another inch down on your paper. And this is going to be our bridge. Now, you can go ahead and start creating those lily pads. Lily pads are just like an oval shape with a little bit of some curves in it. And then you'll be adding little flowers kind of up top, okay? The reason why I'm not being too in-depth on this is because I am going to be using a lot of oil pastels today and watercolors, and there's gonna be some type of an illusion. Everything's gonna look a little bit different. So remember, Monet was all about creating a perspective of the viewer. So the viewer's perspective. So whoever was looking at the art could kind of come up with their own point of view of what they thought the painting was of. So here are my lily pads that I'm creating. And, you know, I might have some circles going on, and you also might have some, when you think of Little Mermaid, the little plants that are kind of above the vines. So I'm gonna create some vines. And there's gonna be a lot of grass kind of all the way around because we're going to pretend like the river is kind of flowing through below the bridge. So there's kind of like an outline. Doesn't have to be too crazy because we are going to add more things if we want, okay? So you can definitely add more. There's gonna be grass up here. It is more actually of like a pond, not a river. And you can add flowers, anything that you want. But I'm not gonna be too in depth right now because I am going to be adding more when I get to my oil pastels. So let's go ahead and move on to oil pastels. Now I am going to make my bridge green, dark green. I really love green, not dark green, but just regular grass green. And I'm just going to outline everything. And I kind of forgot something here, obviously. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started today. You are going to need your pencil, and we are going to go ahead and start creating the bridge, the jasmine bridge that Monet has near the pond. So we're gonna have water lilies kind of down here, a bridge forming right here, some vines up top. We'll have more grass going on, maybe some bushes and trees in the back, flowers, lots of flowers, and lily pads. So let's go ahead and start. We're gonna start down here halfway on our paper, and we're going to go ahead and create a rainbow-like curve, just like that. So that's one of the lines that we have. We're going to have 3 lines, so we're gonna do one more right about here. Same thing, we're gonna curve it. It's going to be about 1 inch as well. And voila. And then our 3rd line, same thing, all the way just about right there. And there is our bridge, but we still need to add the railings along our bridge. So let's go ahead and add some lines, straight lines, about this distance, all the way across, like that. All right, then we can add some vines up top. So if you think of the Little Mermaid, you can think of vines when they're going on their boat. They're singing "Kiss the Girl." And then some vines over here, like so. And then we are going to have some grass kind of down below here. You might see also some bushes, just some greenery going on. Now this is a pond, it's not a river that's flowing through. I'm just outlining it. I'm not going too crazy because I'm gonna be using oil pastels and watercolor today. So you wanna get some grass going on here, kind of all the way. You still want a little bit of a pond right here. So kind of some grass all the way around. This is just an outline, just showing kind of where things are gonna be at. Maybe a little bit of some bushes and stuff. And then here are my water lilies. Your water lilies are gonna be a bit round, but also curvy. And then you might have some little flowers and stuff up top. Okay, so you're gonna do your water lilies just like this. You can have several water lilies. Maybe some little ones, just like so. Maybe that's where you want to stop. It's up to you. All right, so the next thing that we need to do is move on to the oil pastels, and we can add some different things, some texture. The oil pastels are really cool because you can do a lot of mixing, some smearing, and that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and use green to do my bridge, to outline my bridge. It's very much like crayons. Okay, and then I'm gonna keep outlining as we go. So here's my railing that I have. Just gonna completely outline my bridge. Okay, after I've done that, then I'm going to, and you can make it thicker if you want, which I might just a bit. Then I'm going to get now if you don't have oil pastels, remember you can use crayons, okay? But if you do, you can grab the oil pastel that's a little bit lighter green, and you are going to create a little bit of a highlight. So it's going to go above the railing on this one and get a little bit thicker. All right, and then you're gonna do it also kind of, actually, we'll go ahead and stop with this and then grab a gray or a black. So I'm gonna grab a black and I'm going to go ahead and put a shadow below. So here is a shadow on my bridge. Just giving a little bit more dimension. Okay, and then I'm also going to do it kind of below this one. Right? And then I'm also going to do the railings on just one side. So I'm going to stick with the left side of the railing. Like that. To give it somewhat of like a shade that the light source is maybe over here. So it's hitting that way. And that's why there is a shade. Or a shadow, I mean. All right, so here is that. And then we will do also the top. So right here, we're going to do the top railing underneath. All right, and there we go. So there is my bridge. Now I'm going to take my oil pastels. Oops, sorry about that. I'm going to take my oil pastels and I am going to grab some greens, some light green, yellow, some pink, anything that you can find. Maybe some browns, some light tans, and I am going to go ahead and start just kind of outlining some things. So for my lily pad, I'm going to outline it in the darker green, the grass green, and then I am going to also put little lines for my lily pad, little lines in them. So let me outline them first. Remember, you can have more lily pads, you can have less lily pads, whatever you want. So here are my lily pads, and then I did put flowers on the top, so I'm gonna do that at the end. I'm just gonna kind of color in a little bit of my lily pad first. So my lily pad, I'm going to add, actually the green, I'm gonna do some lines kind of in it, little lines, kind of like that. All right, and then I'm going to fill it in with that lighter green. And then on top of the lily pads, I put flowers. So these flowers are going to be very much this pink, but also have a little bit of some yellow at the top of the flower. So here, got some of my lily pad flowers up top. Okay, and then I will add little yellow things up top. All right, so there are my lily pads. Next, we are going to go ahead and do those vines. And you can do different colors. I'm gonna add some of this dark green. I'm gonna add a little bit of that light green. I'm gonna add maybe some yellow. Okay, I'm gonna do that on the left side as well. With those colors, kind of just mixing them in. Okay, and then I might just add a little bit of texture here. I'm gonna use a lot of watercolor. I love watercolor because you can really make it abstract. And remember that that is what Claude Monet did. He made things very from the viewer's perspective. Now at the bottom, you are going to add some greenery. So some grass is kind of all over here. And so I'm using that light green. And I'm just making tall kind of grass that is lingering around our pond. And then I'm gonna switch over to my dark green and do the same thing and add grass as well. Not doing a whole lot because I really want to use those watercolors to fill in the space. All right. And then I'm gonna add some greenery kind of throughout right here. All right. So here's my picture. And now we are going to move on. I have the salt very close because we are gonna get the watercolors out now. So the watercolors, you can really do just about anything. You can add some blues down here, some purples, maybe some pinks. You can have some sky blue going up here, some greenery, whatever you wanna do. Have fun with the watercolors today. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and start painting the bottom with a light green. I'm gonna use my, I'm gonna move this so you guys can see. Move my oil pastels out of the way because we are done with those and we are moving on to watercolors. All right, so here is, I move this right over here. So here are the colors. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna grab my brush and get to it using that green. I'll do the dark green and the light green. And I'm just gonna kind of just put it on my paper, kind of filling in that space. The fun part about watercolor is, honestly, anything you do really is beautiful with watercolor. And if not, you can always go back, fix it. Okay, and then I'm going to add some green up here a little bit within my vines. Do the same over here. Okay, I do have a darker green that I might actually pull some colors from. Kind of some, it's like a olive green. All right. Kind of just experiment there, and then maybe add some texture down here where that greenery is. Just have some fun. Use the water as you need it and just really go crazy. And then I will go ahead and fill in this kind of space right here. I'm gonna use some pinks and some yellows, really lighten it up with the floral that you might see along here. Maybe kind of just through those peepholes of the bridge. And then go back maybe to my yellow. So really just have fun with this part. This is, to me, the most fun part. And I'm just dabbing my brush. That's kind of what Claude Monet did, is he did small brush strokes the entire time. And kind of didn't do that on there, but that's okay. And then I am going to get some blues and fill in the rest, different color blues. So maybe I want a really lighter blue for the bottom where the, like a kind of almost like a ocean blue. And just fill in that space. And remember, light, small brush strokes as you go. Awesome. And then I'll do a darker sky. I'm gonna use this blue here. Kind of just, once again, those brush strokes that are very small. Might go back over on this and make it more green. I'm gonna grab some green and fill in that space here. All right, and maybe just a little bit more down below here. Just a little bit. The less water you put, the darker the color. And there we go. This is it. Now, if you want to go back, put more oil pastel, you know, once this dries, you can add more texture if you want. But I really like how subtle this is, so I'm gonna just leave it like this and let it dry. So here is my end product. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed the Claude Monet Jasmine Bridge and the beautiful, beautiful water lilies today. Also, when you get done with your painting, you can add salt to your watercolors. So right after you get done, you need to quickly put salt onto your paper. And what it does is it absorbs the watercolors and kind of creates some specks. So at the end, you will see a really cool kind of little specks and circles that will form onto your paper. Make sure you do this right away. I almost forgot to show you that. So glad I remembered. So if you do want to add salt to your painting, you can. You don't have to, but it is an option as well. It does really a cool texture look to it. So yeah. I hope you really enjoyed the lesson today, and I cannot wait to do more watercolors. They're my favorite. This is the end product that I have created, and I cannot wait to see yours. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Can't wait to do another one for you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.